Eleanor's garden. My mother once told me that every plant has 3 names. The first a scientist comes up with, specific and precise, describing the plant without knowing it. The second is what locals call it, usually something practical like what it cures or what kills it. The oyster plant is named for how it tastes when cooked. The third name is what the plant names itself, and that one you have to listen for. She was in her garden the first time I heard this, hands deep in soil, entirely at home in a way she could never be indoors. The garden was her natural element. Inside the house she would move with the caution and formality of a guest who didn't want to impose, but outside she was different. She felt looser, more herself. An entire day could be spent out there and I'd only see her come back inside when the light faded from the skyline and all that was left were the stars shining on her work. Soil could be seen tracking across the kitchen floor without her noticing, all while lecturing me about humidity and hydration. Age crept up on her the same way she would always talk about her plants growing, underground at first with no one noticing. By the time we did notice, it had been growing for a while. At first she would forget small things like appointments or where she'd put the keys. Then larger things started to go, faces, important dates, her own history, shuffled like a deck of cards in her mind. Some mornings she'd look at me with a polite searching expression, working hard to connect the face in front of her to whatever memories she had. I'd watch her get close and then drift away just off the mark, always somewhere near but never my daughter. She always knew her plants though, every last one of them, all 3 names. I hadn't been back in 6 months. I told myself it was work, which was partly true. Distance played its part. Donna was also there and more than capable. I had no shortage of reasons. Though the real reason was simpler and less forgivable, every time I came home my mother was a little less there, and I was running out of will to face it. It took me every last bit I had left to stand outside my old house that day. Donna met me at the front with the warmth and experience of a grief professional who's all too used to this. She walked me to the living room while explaining how things are going, her voice even and unhurried.